Welcome to this video, which will take you through how to advertise your club Speechcraft course on the Join Toastmasters website. This is the current look of Join Toastmasters. Don't get too attached because these sliders will change regularly. This is the website for visitors and the general public to find out more about Toastmasters. And so this is where you'll be advertising your Speechcraft courses now. So if I click here for short courses in public speaking, or I can get to it from up here as well. What I have is information about Speechcraft and what it is, and I have an upcoming calendar of Speechcraft courses that clubs are running. The other place that I can find it is, if I want a map view as well, I can click on Find Your Closest Speechcraft course, and here are all the ones that we currently have listed. Go Double C and Wall's End, you guys are awesome. How do you get your event to appear here? Well, if you're in District 70, we've got a link on the website for you. So from District 70, from www.d70toastmasters.org.au, you can hover over what's on and click on Promote Your Speechcraft course. This video will also shortly be found in a bigger information article for you under Resources for Clubs. So there'll be two places that you can find it. So if I click on Promote Your Speechcraft course, it takes me to this event submission page. Now, visitors should have a hard time finding this event submission, and it probably won't mean anything to them anyway. That's why it's not publicly linked on the Join Toastmasters website, but as you can see, it is there. Now, the other way that you can get to this is with a short link. So if I open up a new browser window and I type in bit.ly/link my SC. So link my Speechcraft course. That is all one word. bit.ly/link my SC. And if I hit enter, that short link takes me to the exact same submission form. So there's two ways that you can find this particular form. I'll just close down that window because I'll work in this one. This allows you to post all of the information about your upcoming Speechcraft course. And what happens is we get an email as administrators to let us know that there's one in there for us to approve. And within about 24 to 48 hours on average, we'll be able to go in and approve the event so it's posted to the website. So this particular one I'm entering now is Flying Toasters. And there's a place here for the description. And this is going to be an interesting one because I've just realized that they have a recurrence exception. So Speechcraft course on the following dates, they're skipping the 20th of April. All right, the event category is always going to be short courses. Let me see if I can put this recurrence in correctly. This will be a challenge. I haven't done one like this before. So they're starting on Wednesday, the 30th of March, and it's 5 to 7:30 p.m. So under event time and date, if you upload an event image as well, then you'll have a nice picture in there. It's up to you whether or not you do this. I'm just going to skip past it for now. It's not an all-day event, so I'm going to leave this tick box blank. For the start date and time, when I click in that box, it brings up a calendar, as you can see, I hope. And so we're looking for the 30th of March. So I just click on it. Now you can see that both of these have changed to say the 30th of March. Now that's start date time, end date time. It's a common assumption that you would select the end date of, in this case, the 11th of May in here. Don't do that. If you do that, your Speechcraft course will appear on every single day in the calendar. I'll show you how to make it a recurring event. For time zone, we're going to click Sydney. And what have I forgotten? I've forgotten these times over here. So let's set those up. We've got 5 p.m. Now you notice it defaults to AM. Make sure you select the right time. And we're finishing at 7:30 p.m. So what you're telling the computer, the internet thing, the website, what you're telling it is that you have a start time and an end time. Now we want to set up a recurrence. And this is a weekly course, I believe, on the following dates. Yeah, that's weekly. Yeah, it is a weekly course. And they're ending on the 11th of May. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. So every week until the 11th of May. All right, so we've got that in. Now I want to add an exclusion of a particular date. It's not going to be held on Wednesday, the 20th of April. That should do it. Now, obviously, you don't always necessarily have an exclusion to enter here. Often it will just be weekly, fortnightly, however often you're holding your Speechcraft course and the date that it's ending on, and that will be sufficient. Because of the way that this is inputted through this particular program to the website, it doesn't appear quite as nicely as we'd like. So I strongly recommend you put the dates of your course in your event description as well. It just makes it a little clearer to visitors. So we've got all of our dates in. Now we're going to look at venue. If you have inputted your Speechcraft course before, you can select the drop down and you'll see the venue there. We haven't inputted this one before, so it's use new venue. And the venue is Qantas Campus Foyer. The address is 10 Burke Road in Mascot. Now, if you select the country, when you select the country, just type in AU and you'll see Australia pops up. That's the fastest way to do that. New South Wales, I'm not going to bother popping up. Oh, I've got a postcode. If you don't have a postcode, it's not the end of the world, because down here, see these little buttons? These are our best friend. Tick both of them. Show the Google Maps link and show the Google Map. And that will make it really easy for visitors to find your venue, both beforehand and on the day of the Speechcraft event itself. Now we've got to put the organizer in. So we haven't had this organizer before. So this is Dave Egan and phone number. I do strongly recommend you put all of these contact details in of a phone number, etc. If you have a website that you want to refer people to, go right ahead. And then email, we've got Dave Egan at qantas.com.au. Now, we're not yet obfuscating email addresses. We will be shortly. That should be everything. Don't put the event cost in. We're just going to take it out if you do. From many, many years of experiences running Speechcraft, it's on the advice of the Speechcraft Liaison Officer for District 70 and District 90. That's Pauline Gilchrist. Shout out to Pauline. When you put the cost down, people are much less likely to contact you to book. You want them to contact you because once they contact you, they're much more likely to enter into the course. Whereas if you put the cost down, they're likely to say, oh, these are people who are already nervous. We don't want to give them an excuse to not do the course. We want them to call us before they make that decision, and then it'll be a lot easier to get them in as well. So just leave the cost blank. And the other thing that we don't want to encourage is comparative cost analysis between courses. We don't want people saying, well, how come this club's running a Speechcraft and it's only $180 and this club's running a Speechcraft and it's $400? What's the difference? We don't want to encourage that. So leave the cost blank. If you put it in, we'll just take it out. So now you're done. You've entered all of the details of your Speechcraft course. And I'm just checking the details I was given. There's nothing else that I need to enter here. I've entered the recurrence. Okay, so now down the bottom, there's a little button that says Submit Event. It doesn't really look like a button, but just click on it anyway. And if you've made a mistake, it'll tell you. In this case, it just says event submitted and gives you the option to submit another event. So you can obviously pop in multiple Speechcraft courses if you're booking ahead for the rest of the year, as I know some clubs do. Now what happens is we get an email and it tells us that you've submitted a course, and we go in, check that you've entered the details correctly, make sure it's appearing properly, and we post it up for you. We're not going to validate your information, so we're not going to go through it point by point and say, oh, well, actually, I'm not sure that that is in Terrell Street, for example. We're not going to do that. That's your job to make sure the information is entered correctly in the first place. We will just do a quick check. If we pick up a mistake, we'll fix it, but we're not going to go through and fully validate all the information in there. It is your responsibility. The other thing that I'd like to show you is when people click on these courses, so remember I said recurring event, see all, that's how they actually see that it's, weekly on the same day, in this case until the 5th, which is graduation evening. This is what they see. They see the information that you posted about the course title, the start date, and it just says March 17th, so that's why you really need to have it in the description there as well. The organizer and contact details, the venue, and this is a fully functional Google map. So they can click and drag and have a look at what's around and find the venue exactly, very easily. And then the other thing is this Google Maps link links them to the Google Maps so that they can actually also get directions. So it makes it very, very easy for visitors to actually find it. I hope all of that has helped you learn how to post your Speechcraft courses on the new Join Toastmasters website. I'm going to take a moment to show you next steps. We have social media channels for Join Toastmasters. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and a LinkedIn page. So what we really want to start doing is we want to start promoting your Speechcraft courses on those social media channels. So you'll see more about that shortly. And if you're posting it through District 70, we're assuming that that's okay with you, and it's okay for the district teams to go ahead and promote your Speechcraft course, because we want to get as many people to you as possible. And we look forward to hearing about your success with Speechcraft. Bye.